What's up, y'all? Talon here. Today I'm back with another series of ranked battles featuring top teams in the Regulation G metagame. Today I have a team created by Nils Dunlop, which he was able to take to a 6th place finish at the Stockholm Regional, ultimately losing to Michael Kelsch, the eventual winner of the tournament, in the top 8 bracket. He's coming off of a really hot season in the Regulation F format, winning the European International Championship and then following it up with another top 8, another top COD is definitely very impressive. So congratulations to him, and he used a really cool team to get there, which we're going to be featuring on the channel today. So this is a recreation of my own making. I don't believe he has released the EV spreads for this team, so I kind of threw some together. Mostly pretty simple ones, but if you want to try the rental code, I have that in the top right as well as in the description below. I also have the PokePaste with the EV spreads if you want to take it to Pokemon Showdown or recreate it in-game yourself with a couple of changes. But yeah, if you appreciate the resource of these videos, please subscribe to the channel, and with all that being said, let's break down the team now. So looking at the team, it actually reminds me a lot of Justin Karras' Iron Crown team from early Regulation F, with the Urshifu, Ogerpon, Indeedee, Regidrago. I guess the Regidrago did get added later in the Regulation F format, the last tournament, but the Whimsicott and the Terapagos taking the form of the Tornadus and the Iron Crown, and they're pretty similar roles. We have a Tailwind setter and a bulky, strong spread move attacker and the centerpiece of the team, so overall pretty similar. It's a proven concept, so not surprised to see it do this well, but the Regidrago is actually something we haven't seen do that well this format. Similarly, the Ogerpon Heartflame Mask, we've seen a lot of the Cornerstone, but the Heartflame has kind of been overshadowed by the Cornerstone this format, so interesting to see it get a good finish here. Could be an indication that it might be a little underused at the moment. I know a lot of top players are kind of leaning against it from Incineroar right now. It's not able to fulfill its roles that well, so maybe looking into other supportive and offensive fire types like Ogerpon Heartflame might be the way for some players to go. Looking at the Pokemon individually, the Whimsicott is pretty simple. It's the same set that Rajan was able to win the previous regional championship with. Same Terra type, Focus Sash, Protect, Encore. Really good synergy because you can Protect in front of Fake Out or Terra Ghost, and if they commit to that option and they're not an Incineroar or any other Dark type, you can Encore them, basically forcing them on the field or to switch. Tailwind is really good. 3 to 6 of the Pokemon on the team do not have Protect, so it kind of feels mandatory on the Whimsicott. You can basically follow the sequence of Tailwind, get your Focus Sash broken most likely, Protect, switch out, and then come back in, and you're able to set up Tailwind once again once it wears out, so that's really useful. I think most Whimsicott should probably be running Protect unless you have a really specific purpose otherwise. And then the Urshifu is very standard. It is Terra Water, just trying to maximize the damage. The only boost you could get from your partners is the Helping Hand on Indeedee, which you can definitely boost up to pretty ridiculous levels with Terra Water Helping Hand, but just having the option to do it by yourself on the field is definitely very appreciated. As mentioned, we have the Ogerpon on the team, which is pretty standard outside of Power Whip. We saw Horn Leech on some of the sets, a couple Grassy Glide, but for the purpose of this team, I think it would definitely have to be either Wood Hammer or Power Whip. Nils going a little riskier on the Power Whip, but no drawback of the recoil. That damage might be kind of important on it. Who knows? I'm not really familiar with the Ogerpon calc in this format, but we'll definitely see during the battles today. Two Follow Me Pokemon is something I do want to point out here. The Ogerpon and the Indeedee do a really great job after the Whimsicott goes down at protecting the Terapagos and the Regidrago. Encore also allows you to play a bit tricky against your opponents and redirect basically any attention. If you're going to try and fake out the Terapagos or the Regidrago, you can Encore them into that. So a lot of cool options for protecting those two Pokemon. And finally, we do get to the Terapagos. This is one that is a little bit slower. It can function in the Trick Room with the Indeedee. Normally the Indeedee is there just to stop Trick Room, essentially, just reverse it for your pretty fast team. But if you're up against an opposing Tailwind team, you can lead Indeedee Terapagos. If they lead really speedy on offensive, you can go for a Trick Room plus Terra Starstorm and get a big lead early on. For the secondary moves, we have Flamethrower, Earth Power, and then Hyper Beam. I feel like Hyper Beam is just becoming a standard move on the Choice Specs Terapagoses. We all saw Andrew Zhang get the, I believe it was the Stellar Terra Hyper Beam knockout on Justin Burns' Calyrex Ice, and that's just a really impressive calc, something really important to have in your pocket that can really just swing games in your favor. Flamethrower and Earth Power. Flamethrower is pretty solid against something like a Mungus, which would otherwise try and sit on you. Earth Power good against steel types like Zamazenta. I guess both Flamethrower and Earth Power, but Earth Power can also cover something like a Raging Bolt or an Incineroar and hit them for pretty steep damage. Regidrago is the last Pokemon on the team, and it's very interesting. It's Life Orb, so kind of working against the Dragon Energy, but with the Terra Dragon Life Orb, Dragon Energies are doing insane damage. I believe Life Orb, Terra Dragon, Draco knocks out Calyrex Ice Rider. If you were Modest, you would guaranteed get the KO on 252, but we're going timid here. He might have run Modest, I'm not entirely sure, but I do kind of want to get the jump on opposing Modest max speed Terapagos, otherwise you will underspeed it If you go Modest Regidrago, that's why I'm trying that out. But if you're trying the team for yourself, that's probably one contentious point. I would try the Modest and the Timid, just see which one works a little bit better for you. And then the last move on the set is Dragon Pulse, just going for consistency. When you can't go for the Dragon Energy, you may be a little bit too low on HP, or you just want a consistent 100% damage option. Dragon Pulse is your way to go. Once again, congrats to Nils. If you guys want to try the team for yourself, I have the details in the description below with the EV spreads and the rental code. If you guys enjoy these videos, please subscribe to the channel. And with all that being said, let's get into the battles. Okay, interesting team. Triple Ghost, and actually 3 Pokemon that usually Terra Ghost. Whimsicott, Chinpao, and Incineroar. Outside of the speed boosting Flutter, Urshifu is pretty good, so I'm tempted to lead that in Terra Water. But I have to keep in mind that it's usually not that good of an option against these sort of teams. Regidrago is pretty weak against 2 fairy types, so I think I might lead Whims Ursh. Go right on the offensive. If they go for a Terra defensively on the Annihilate, which they're probably tempted to in front of the Terra Water Surging Strikes, I can definitely just Encore them if they go for Protect. I mean, not in front of Urshifu, but in general, like Bulk Up or Protect, Encore is really good against. And if they go for a Terra Water at any point, I can just go for a Power Whip and knock that out 85% of the time. Okay, Whims, fair enough. Whims plus this guy. No activations. I'm going to U-turn that and maybe even Moonblast it. But I'm not going to hit them, for sure. U-turn Moonblast is tempting. And I think I will go for that. Yep, they're going to Tailwind. I don't think they have a move that can one-hit KO either of my Pokemon. And I don't want to hit a Drain... Take a... Okay, never mind. So they knock out my Urshifu and get Tailwind up for free. That's really surprising. Okay, they take away my fastest option on the team, and I might get denied Tailwind just being locked into Moonblast. And that's not a 2-hit KO after the U-turn. That's really bad. Okay. Chinpao would be annoying. What could be okay here? Fake Tears anything would be bad. Like Fake Tears plus Astral Barrage would be pretty devastating. So I'm going to go into the Terapagos. Okay, Whimsicott, fair enough. Okay. This isn't over. They probably wanted to Final Gambit the Terapagos. That's a good target for that, but... Booster Speed, fair. So the last Pokemon could be a lot. I think I'm just going to rip the Terra and go for a... I could Encore them. I think I'll just go for my own Tailwind. Because if they go for Taunt, I'm getting taunted anyways. So I could Moonblast, but I'm not even sure Terra Blast plus Moonblast KOs the Flutter. And I'm actually fine if it doesn't, because I can switch out. I probably should have switched out this turn to the Ogerpon so that I could get a late game Tailwind up. But they give it to me anyways. Okay, that's totally fine. I don't think either of these Pokemon get Disable. Dazzle, sure. That doesn't look to be Specs. I mean, it is Booster Energy. They're going for a drop here, which they do not get. That's really good. Cool, that's a KO. And we're now ahead in the Tailwind War. Okay, who's the last? Probably Calyrex, I have to imagine. Yeah, fair. They have how many turns of Tailwind left? 2. So what I could do here is... They Fake Tear Astral, am I in trouble? Let's look at the Tailwind turns. They have 2 more, so I could Protect Switch if I want to. They probably have to go for a Psyshock into me to win. If they high roll Dazzling Gleam... No, I think what they have to do is Terra Dazzle, I think. Because... Yeah. I guess this could have been Protect, switch the Terapagos, but I'm not sure. It kind of depends what they do here. I think doubling the Terapagos makes sense, but it's a little safer for me to just switch out the Ogerpon. They Expanding Force, we'll see if that KOs. It does not, that's probably GG. Kind of surprised that's Expanding Force. I feel like that should, like Psyshock or Psychic might have gotten me. So I feel like we kind of danced away with that game just on a technicality. But now I can lock this up. Protecting to stall Trick Room or just let them knock me out doesn't actually make sense. No, it does, yeah. Just Terra Starstorm, protect. They cancel out, but which would have been smarter here? Depends on if they... I guess if they were Terra Water and they live in Ivy Cudgel, the endgame I was driving towards wouldn't work because they get an Expanding Force, Tailwind as like Ivy Cudgel, and then I don't knock out, and they Astral Barrage double KO, but yeah, they needed a pretty specific Terra to get that win. Game plan in that one felt like pretty fine. If I get the U-turn off, I can Moonblast them, but yeah, not entirely sure. The Final Gambit Annihilate was really interesting, probably should have been expected. They didn't have a lot of tools to facilitate bulk up, so that's also an option I've seen a lot of players discussing, is just the ability to wipe out a restricted or most of restricted is really high value, even if you have to sacrifice a piece to do it. All right, up against Mark, rank 60 on the ladder with an interesting Sun team. They have Koraidon, Rillaboom, Flutter, Umbreon, Raging Bolt, and the Ogerpon Fire as well. Okay. I think we can lead pretty aggressive. Like, we have to lead aggressive into this. Regidrago does well into all their Pokemon except for the Flutter main, so gotta be on guard for that. I just lead Ogerpon pretty aggressively. I could see that being good. Snarl, Raging Bolt, also viable. I think I'll lead Whimsicott Ogerpon here with... I think Flutter main almost has to come, and I expect a lot of defensive Terras, but a lot of their team's pretty slow, so I feel like Indeedee could do good work here. So I'm going to go with that. I think Terapagos could do a lot of work against all their Pokemon except for the Fast 3. And the Raging Bolt, I feel like they have a defensive Terra somewhere, like a defensive Fairy Terra on either Umbreon or Raging Bolt. So at that point, my Regidrago, not Raging Bolt, just becomes like miserable on the field. And having a switch in for the Ogerpon could be pretty cool. But Koraidon is definitely a threatening lead on me. It almost forces a Terapagos lead for me, or... yeah, I don't know. Definitely tricky. Umbreon Flutter, that is exactly why we'd let the Ogerpon. We should have a fairly free Ivy Cudgel into one of these. If we want to, like just burn the Terra. Probably not ideal though. I think I'm going to go for a double protect turn 1. I do have the offensive. I do have offense on my side here. I can Ivy Cudgel, Terra, maybe knock out that slot, but then I lose the ability to Terra their Koraidon, basically, which is not great. I'm going Protect Moonblast, even though they don't protect their Flutter, so I probably could have Terra-Fired. That's probably Focus Sash, actually. That was a mistake. I'm going to get some damage on the Umbreon, see if it's Citrus Berry, most notably, and they missed the Whimsicott. That's pretty important, because then they can't knock me out next turn if they went for another move. Oh yeah, we wouldn't have knocked them out. We lower their special attack. Very cool. Foul play into that. Yeah, we caught them. Cool. I don't think the Umbreon is that threatening, especially now that they're in Moonblast KO range, so I'm going to go for a Ivy Cudgel and Moonblast here. That miss was just very important, I think. And I kind of want to double that slot on some level, because something could switch in and that'd be annoying. But is Umbreon that much of a concern? Probably not. Moonblast would be a little annoying, but all fine, I think. I'm going to double into the Flutter. Because Koraidon could come in here, but they Icy Wind, so they would have given me the Umbreon. I don't think they have a KO on either, though. If they were non-bulky, I mean, it's got to be Focus Sash. Photosynthesis, I think. So bonk, we get the Flutter out of there. If we had Regidrago in the back, this would be like pretty much GG, because we could Terra Dragon, knock out everything in the back with ease, and they Moonlight. That's fine. I'll take the extra HP on my Pokemon here. Could be Snarl coming out. Koraidon out, fair enough. Oh, my damage is looking great though. I think Tailwind's pretty safe. Umbreon obviously doesn't learn Trick Room, so I can just IV Cudgel that. And do I want to do that yet? Probably not. I probably just want to chip that guy this turn. Get some damage so I can Terra Blast it in the subsequent turn. And not get double KO'd by Foul Play or something. Well, let's go Tailwind here. IV Cudgel the Koraidon. I think it might be in range at that point. Yeah, it's definitely precarious against this Umbreon. I have to make sure it's not getting too many free turns to Moonlight and stall me out. But yeah, that's probably enough damage now. Flame Charge, okay. They might outspeed me. Is Collision Course a knockout on? I can follow me it. It's fine. Foul Play is fine. It's not Yawn. It's not great. That's not great. Flame Charge was a good play. That Foul Play stinks. Looking at my speed, they can outspeed me for sure, because I'm only outspeeding Scarf Urshifu, and they're a Koraidon, so they'll be faster than that. Yeah, I forgot about Flame Charge. That was a good play. I kind of want a Helping Hand attack into the Umbreon. That feels like my best play, weirdly enough. I think it has a good chance to knock out the Umbreon, truthfully, and they're probably going to protect Snarl or something like that. So, yeah. We'll go for that. That Foul Play was annoying, because I would have gotten Follow Me on the board. Like Ogerpon plus Terapagos means I can more safely go for that. Okay, yeah, they protect, but if we don't knock them out with Helping Hand Terra Starstorm, it's going to be big trouble. Because they can Snarl or Yawn. Come on, miss. Ah, that stinks. Okay. Yeah, rough. Okay. It's not over. It's not over yet, but it's pretty close, I think. I have to Terra here and probably Psyshock. Live a hit. Do I live Collision Course? Probably no. I'll run the Calc, but I don't think so. Anything in the back should win. Koraidon versus Terapagos. I only have like 68, 84 HP EVs. Collision Course. We'll go for it. I think we kind of have to try and live. They're going to switch. Okay. Interesting. Ogerpon out. That probably folds to Psyshock. But they do catch me that turn. I mean, I guess they hit the Snarl on me, so maybe the other option's better. If I set up Trick Room here, we're big chilling. How many turns have oh, they switched out of Flame Charge. That's actually quite interesting. They expected to maybe be outsped still. This isn't over, but they gave me a shot by switching. I don't think they had to do that. I removed my terrain too. Yikes. They'll definitely live. I should have Helping Handed. Now they will get Orichalcum Pulse up. How many turns of Tailwind do I have? I might have it with the Tailwind turns, given they switched. The Tailwind was like borderline unimportant because of them staying in, but maybe they expected me to just Helping Hand again. They gave me an out, for sure. Flare Blitz probably a KO. But one more turn of Tailwind. I think this is just a double protect, right? Collision Course should knock me out. How much does Koraidon take from neutral? From Terra Starstorm? About 70. I think they'll live. That's the issue. Single target though? I don't know. I can try it. A Spiky Shield there. But Koraidon's probably quicker than that. I have to imagine. Yeah, good play. So now if I don't live, I lose. But I probably just lose. I think I don't take a Flare Blitz. Yeah, Helping Hand would have knocked out. Psyshock would have, but the Collision Course should be game. With Terrifier at the end of this. Yeah. Yeah, if I'd Psyshocked, we win, but yeah, that was just a read. Either I catch the Koraidon protecting, or I don't, and I set up Trick Room, but it's not quite over. I can calc and live, see if I live a hit in Sun, but unlikely. It's just a matter of who do they protect. Ivy Cudgel versus Koraidon. One's doing a lot more. Can I live either hit with max speed, max and DD? I don't think so. DD, max defense versus Koraidon. Flare Blitz. We might live that. Problem is they can just go for a defensive Terra. And I don't have Psychic Terrain and I'm Snarled, so they'll live. Which stinks, man. Oh, they're Terrestrializing that. I don't know if that's right. Yeah, that feels like a mistake. Because I doubt I knock out the Koraidon if you go for the Terrifier. But Psyshock might be a knockout. Yeah, it is. Okay, so it's just a matter of if we live the Flare Blitz, which, if I'm looking at this right, we have an okay chance to do. If they're Adamant max and we're max, they do like 96 max. Collision Course isn't super effective. They don't have Flare Blitz. Okay, and we live. Alright. We're locked in. Interesting. I feel like that had to be Terrifier on the Koraidon, unless they're Terra fighting, which would be odd. Yep, going for the triple protect. Come on, man, don't get protect into, or crit foul play into triple protect to lose this. Okay, they don't. Breathing a sigh of relief there, oh my goodness. And Psyshock should knock out. Even at -1, it is super effective. Yeah, I feel like that was a misplay. If they just Terra defensively on the Koraidon, I really doubt I can knock them out. Oof, close one. GG against 60 on the ladder. The Umbreon was pretty annoying, but I feel like going for Yawn or something. I mean, the foul play crit obviously made things tricky, but if they had yawned, that would have been better than foul play in the short term because I couldn't have gotten my Terapagos in as cleanly, I think. The fact that I had it next to Follow Me made things at least playable at the end of that game. Okay, we have interesting squad from them. Dragonite, Mienshao, Calyrex Shadow, Flutter, Chinpow, and Raging Bolt. So very offensive, very speed oriented. I could actually see myself going into Trick Room. Wide Guard's a concern from Mienshao actually. So I might go Urshifu, Whimsicott defensively. Let's go in DD. Terapagos and then Regidrago in the back. So I'm leading Urshifu just because I think they might lead something like Chi-Yu plus Flutter Mane. I want to be able to Terra Water Tailwind if they do that. But if they lead something else, I want to have the option to go for a U-turn into a Trick Room Pokemon. like Terapagos, tank a hit with Terra Shell, and then maybe sweep them in Trick Room. That's the intention here. We'll see how it pans out. Okay, not exactly what I was expecting. That would have been really easy Regidrago food, but maybe indicative that they are a Raging Bolt with Terra Fairy? Be my guess. Okay. Could Helping Hand them. It's an option. I think I might go for that. Just close combat, Helping Hand, bring them in Psyshock range. I actually didn't leave Whimsicott. Whoops, just kidding. I'm gonna go for that. This isn't a knockout, but I think it does more damage than Psyshock would. And as long as they don't Terra Fairy, this is good. Yep, that probably is in range of Psyshock in the previous turn and should mean my Urshifu goes down. Tailwind, okay, fair enough. Should have Trick Roomed. What are you going for? Thunderbolt, A-okay by me. Dragonite could do a lot here. Chi would be... I guess Flutter's annoying if they bring that in. They shouldn't be able to knock out my Terapagos. They could Snarl. They could definitely do that. I think I'll save the Terapagos and go Regidrago, protect Trick Room. Or Follow Me. Would they Terra Fairy here? Maybe, maybe not. Not sure. But Mienshao in the back could be annoying. So I'm going to bank on Indeedee living this turn and getting the Trick Room up. Would be a decent play to double up into the Indeedee. Stop that, it's pretty obvious, but not sure what offense they have. Okay, they might have a flinch on me. That seems to be their best chance. I'm okay with that. Okay, we get the Trick Room, which means we should have a pretty safe Psyshock Dragon Energy here, I'm pretty sure. And unless they're Min Speed Bolt, that will be a double knockout. Dragon Energy, Psyshock. Based on how they led it, I feel like this is... I mean, that could be a multi-scale Dragonite. Maybe Terra Steel. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Could have been a Psyshock into the Dragonite then. Break the multi-scale, knock out the Raging Bolt no matter what. But I feel fine. Them going for Protect. I think Terra Fairy was more of the likely of the combinations. And the Dragon Energy is going to do a lot regardless. Okay, let's see how much this does. Through the multi-scale, not that much, but probably would have been a 2-hit KO without. Ironhead into who? Indeedee? Oh yeah, the Regidrago makes sense. I can still just go for a... I can Dragon Energy KO the Bolt still, and I guess Chi-Yu could switch in. That'd be annoying. Dragon Energy is not doing that much here. Probably just Dragon Pulse into that slot, double up. Think that makes sense? I don't really know why they would preserve this, but I don't want to go for a Draco. Maybe Draco would knock out. Yeah, probably should have Draco'd. I'm not sure. This Dragonite's going to be in range of anything regardless at the end of the turn. Yeah, Draco would have come shy and also been susceptible to a... Ooh, into the Indeedee's interesting. Yeah, I could have missed the Draco, which would have been bad. They're faster than me now, though, which is bad, for sure. Yeah, weird Dragonite ends up coming in pretty clutch for them. Okay. So now my Regidrago is probably slower than Dragonite. I can follow me still. And Mienshao. Okay, fair enough. That's a tad annoying though. One more turn of Psychic Terrain means they'll be able to cycle Fake Out, which stinks. Probably just protect Psyshock or let them knock me out. No, I think I need to preserve. Yeah, I need to preserve the Regidrago, I think, for a turn. If they're not Protect Mienshao, we're fine. Oh, that Dragonite's very slow. Okay. Alright. That was unexpected. I guess that's why you run min speed. But you also run a bit of speed so you can outspeed Raging Bolt, so I don't know. They just had the perfect set here. Well done. Weirdness disappears so they can apply Fake Out later in the game. Maybe we just bait out. Yeah, I mean, they're going to outspeed and hit me with the Iron Head regardless, which is not great. Yeah, I think I actually can't beat the Dragonite. They used my Trick Room against me here. One more turn of Trick Room. Yeah, that should just be GG. I can Protect, go for a double, and then try and Flamethrower burn them? I don't know. Who do they have in the back? Chiyu, probably. Yeah, we missed the double Protect. If they... Yeah, they were going to outspeed my Terapagos anyway, so I didn't have a shot. Because they always just take that KO. Man, yeah, not getting the Psyshock in the Mienshao was really difficult. It was probably a better, more consistent game plan I could have come up with. But I really did expect to be underspeeding their Dragonite there, so can't complain too much. Yeah, very interesting team from them. They actually never even brought out their restricted and were still able to beat us pretty soundly with a really unexpected set. Alright, we will just forfeit. Obviously they can outspeed and CC us, and there's not a whole lot we can do about it. Yeah, the bulky, but still min speed Dragonite, like they don't even outspeed Calyrex Shadow in Tailwind, which is crazy when you're running Tailwind. Like I feel like that would just be your benchmark to hit, but not the case here. They have Moltres and Hisui Nagudra as well as Iron Hands. A lot of uncommon picks there. I think this team doesn't love Regidrago right off the bat, but I might just pick some Terras off with Regidrago and then clap them with Terapagos in the back. Gotta be conscious of the rest of their team though. And I think I might like Urshifu just defensively or offensively. But I have to think of when Tailwind goes down. Ogerpon's probably pretty good to deal with. A lot of their Pokemon once Tailwind goes down just to redirect attention. So I will go with that. So I could see Urshifu coming helpful after Tailwind ends, but I don't know. If I have Terapagos and I get a little chip on the Calyrex, I should just beat it, and the rest of their Pokemon don't do that well. But the double Fake Out could have justified Indeedee, I'm not sure. Then I would have had double normal type into Calyrex. That's actually a decent idea. I might have gone with that in a Game 2 situation. Okay, Urshifu plus Iron Hands. That's fine. Close combat's a little annoying into the Regidrago. But if they go for that, I guess I just land a Moonblast regardless, so that's fine. I think I like Moonblast Dragon Energy here. Just rip it. They're gonna Fake Out the Regidrago, fair. They might U-turn me. They CC, that's fine. Not a knockout, so we knock them out with Moonblast. That is definitely a fair trade, if you ask me. Because that is their close combat Pokemon. Boom, you're gone. I'll take that, and I still get Tailwind up, and I haven't lost my Sash. So, I'll still be able to go for Tailwind. They can bring in Rillaboom, but I can kind of just protect in front of that. Heal up a bit, maybe get into grassy terrain, get out of grassy terrain range. Ooh, Calyrex, interesting. They can take a double knockout if they want to here. I think what I like is a... probably Draco into their Iron Hands is good. No fairy types, right? Yeah, I was trying to see if they had a fairy type in the back. I forgot, but I'm still mixed up on my controller, man. That's not gonna love taking that, just to be frank. Like, Life Orb Draco's still hitting very hard. Okay, big damage, and... do we knock ourselves out? No. Oh, we do. 28 damage of Life Orb Tick or something like that. There's the Astral, gonna bring us to Sash. We can actually lock them into that if we want to, which I might go ahead and do. Terapagos in, and we're threatening a knockout. So Terapagos, Stellar Starstorm should just KO this guy, the Goodra, the Slime Boy. So do we double up into it with the Moonblast to KO that guy, or do we Encore them to stop any protects? I think we double them. Because if they're going to switch, we get a Moonblast into... like, if they're going to... okay. Yeah, that was us tearing. No switch out. So, they have two options here. Pretty much. They're either going to lock themselves into Protect in front of Encore, or they're going to take a Terra Starstorm and fold to the second one. But nope, we could have Moonblasted and maybe just knocked them out with the combination of the two, but they give it to us. That's kind of annoying, but we still should KO with an Ivy Cudgel and have them locked in that regard. But they can still maybe close combat us for a KO. Didn't think about that. Draining Kiss, that's fine. It's not a lot of damage. They didn't knock us out. Interesting. So I can Encore that. I don't really have to. Encore is pretty good. And then Terra Starstorm, or should I Moonblast? I don't think so. If I Encore them into Draining Kiss, that's not doing that much damage, and I can also beat them 1v1 with the Ogerpon. As soon as they take a knockout, I get the Ogerpon in and I Ivy Cudgel. Okay, fair enough. Probably a CC here. But maybe they lock into something different. That's going to do a good chunk, but they can Drain Punch a lot of it back. But if they need to have close combat to knock us out, basically, which is in our favor. Yeah, there's the Drain Punch. That's good. Now they need a double Protect to escape the Encore lock. But by going for double Protect, they just cement themselves in that lock, essentially. So, oops. Let's make sure we're hitting the right buttons. One more turn of Tailwind. We're going to use our trusty Protect to make sure that we stall that out. And go for a Starstorm. So now they have to hit the double Protect. And if they do that, then they have to go into the Whimsicott with a Drain Punch or something. They don't get it, but if they had gotten it, they couldn't have knocked out both Terapagos and Whimsicott, so we get Tailwind, Terra Starstorm, or Encore, Ivy Cudgel in the subsequent turns. Yep, knockout, and that's kind of the value of the Encore. It's just so valuable on a Tailwind team where people want to be protecting in front of you, especially when you don't even have the defensive resource of Terastallization. Just having an option like this is so crazy. Yep, so they knock us out, but yeah, they're healing a lot. I think that's okay. And I kind of just protect Spiky Shield. Or Encore. I mean, I can Encore them into Drain Punch, which is cool, but I think the Moonblast damage is probably a bit better. But we'll Spiky Shield to scout a Terra, essentially. Because if it's Terra Water, we want to be Power Whipping that. If it's Terra Grass, obviously, they're not going to go for the Terra here. Interestingly enough, we can Encore them into Drain Punch. Okay. Oh. Yikes. Okay. Probably mistake. That might be game losing, honestly. Uh-oh. Okay, they go into Spiky Shield. We got very lucky there. Okay. Yeah, that was a huge mistake. Just take the Moonblast damage. Quit messing around. If they didn't Terra then, they probably don't have a great Terra. Yep, we should fold them with Moonblast Ivy Cudgel combo. Nice. Okay, we got there. I think that battle definitely just showed off the value of the Whimsicott set. Every move came in pretty handy, especially the Encore, just making the endgame really, really solid for us. In combination with Protect, we're able to stall turns where they're trying to stall or like get into a position where they can get out of the Encore lock. We can just get out of that just because those are generally pretty obvious lines of play. So you can see them coming from a mile away and just go for Protect and get around it and then Encore no matter what. A very interesting Miraidon team from my opponent. I feel like this is a good one for Regidrago though. Like the damage output outside of the there could be a lot of fairy types coming this game, so maybe not. Okay, Miraidon plus let's probably go in DD. I could see the Trick Room mode going pretty well here. A lot of their Pokemon are very quick. So I think I'll just lead Urshifu plus Indeedee, maybe pivot out into the Terapagos turn 1. Or should I lead it? Leading's probably better. Just get the damage off from turn 1, and then I think Regidrago isn't good against all these fairy types, so I'm going to bring the Ogerpon and I'll try the Regidrago here. I think I'll commit pretty hard to the Tailwind mode. Or the Trick Room mode, rather. Okay, Miraidon Fluttermane, really offensive lead. I don't think they have a knockout into my Terapagos still though, so I'm just going to go for a Trick Room plus Terra, I think. With the Psychic Seed, that should guarantee I live the turn. And maybe not a guarantee, but close to it. Gonna go for the Trick Room and the Terra just to wipe out any wipe off the terrain. I don't think it matters in this case because it's psychic terrain, but I want to get rid of really just boost my HP. That's the main focus. Because Terra Shell, I mean Dazzling Gleam's gonna do a lot, but I think I'll take less damage from Dazzling Gleam than I would from the combination of like Dazzling Gleam plus Draco probably KOs me. Okay, they're faster on the Miraidon. Good to know. So maybe it would have been better to stay in the shell, but I think getting super effective damage on either target is really important here. Imprison Trick Room, interesting. I think that's fine because we can still go for Follow Me Starstorm next turn and probably take a KO on either, if not both. Yeah, that's 2 at KOing both, so that's fine by me. And I probably just go for Follow Me plus... Yeah, just go for it again, I think. They can protect one, maybe the Metagross, but if they do that, I get Follow Me the next turn, so it's all good. Odds they outspeed me on Metagross are slim to none, too. And there we go. They go for a Dazzling Gleam, so Follow Me not effective, but I feel like it's pretty unlikely they would have taken gone for a switch in front of the Terra Starstorm. No reason to. Better to just take the damage here. However, I still have Follow Me on the field. I can also Trick Room. I can switch out to reset the terrain later in the battle for the Regidrago. We'll see who they have. It might just be the case that Follow Me plus Regidrago cleans up the game. Ooh, Revival Blessing Pawmot could be tricky. Okay, interesting. Volt Switch CC, or Electrodrift CC, would be a double knockout here. Maybe not. Right? Oh, this is probably Volt Absorb plus Discharge. Can I beat that? Gotta preserve something to beat the Flutter, actually, in the back. Oh, that's bad. I might just lose, honestly. I think this is going to come down to a bluff. Yeah, I think so. They're Air Balloon for some reason and not Trick Room, or not a Focus Sash. Focus Sash would guarantee loses the game against Fluttermane, I believe. But this makes things playable, actually. Okay, they're going for the Discharge with the Pawmot. Good play. They can just Volt Absorb this turn, huh? Or Revival Blessing this turn. Ooh, we live. So should have Trick Room in that case. Okay, that's bad. That's really bad. Okay, yeah, I should have Trick Roomed. Would have won. Yeah, this is like an increasing strategy we're seeing. I've seen a couple Pawmots just doing the same thing, basically either reviving your restricted or another Pokemon that's high value to you. And it's really difficult to deal with. Just a really offensive lead. They can play haphazardly with their restricted and then just bring it back later in the game to great effect, as you're seeing here. Like, I feel like our first couple turns went pretty well outside of the Imprisoned Fluttermane, stopping up Trick Room, but now it's just a situation where no matter what... Oh, Metagross. Okay. That's a mistake. Okay. Yeah, Flutter would have been good, but I guess maybe... I don't know what they're expecting. Does Pawmot outspeed us? Maybe? I'm not sure. But I think we can 1v1 with Dragon Energy potentially if we knock out their Pawmot in one hit, which they might have to commit to a close combat to get us, so maybe we do get that off. Does Pawmot learn Feint? Probably. Okay, it doesn't go for it. Feint Pawmot would be really scary. Yeah, so this Pawmot gets around the discharge issue where you don't really want to run a ground type in the format because ground types aren't that good offensively or defensively against anything except Miraidon. But you get to run an electric type, which is pretty decent, that also heals from the discharge and applies a lot of pressure. So we hit them a little bit, which is cool. Now we go into this, which is still going to take a buttload of damage, I think, is the nice way to put it. But how much? How fast is Pawmot? 105 speed. Are they taking a Power Whip or a Ivy Cudgel? Maybe not. I might not have to follow me here. Ivy Cudgel should be a KO after that damage, actually. I should just go for a Draco Ivy then. I don't think a Dragon Energy, or yeah, Dragon Energy. Oh, I forgot about Volt Absorb. Okay, nice, well played. In that case, I should have gone for Power Whip. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. This isn't going to KO now. Oh, it does. Okay, cool. I'm pretty sure we high rolled that or crit. Yeah, we high rolled that. That's a 25% chance to KO. If we'd gone for Power Whip, it's 100%, but yeah, they outplayed us there, straight up. Oh, and they live anyways? Yikes, okay. Only way to win now is to outstall their terrain then, which we're probably pretty close to doing, because they have to knock out their own Metagross here, which is kind of funny. They're going to lose a lot of their boosts on the discharge, but maybe not enough. It's crazy that Life Orb Dragon Energy didn't KO, or Draco Meteor didn't KO, by the way. That's like wild. Do I need a double protect? I think so. On one of them at least. Crazy. Okay, we go for that. Yeah, they have enough turns here, just barely. Bullet Punch, interesting. Trying to get it off. Fair enough. Yeah, really creative team from them. It's going to come right down to the wire. I think we'll probably need a double protect to win. And even then, we might need a double protect because they'll still get single target damage on their discharge if we don't get the double. Yeah, so they definitely played this better and they deserve to win just based on the rolls. Yep, neither protects. Fair enough. We did get the super high roll Ivy Cudgel. Yeah, really cool strategy from them. I was actually excited. I think they, given what we had in the back, they probably should have just gone for the Revival and the Flutter. That like made it a 100% win. I guess not. They're just discharging their partner anyways if we knock out the Pawmot, but knowing what we had in the back, they probably just beat us with Flutter with... yeah, just knock out the Ogerpon. Yeah, really good game to them. Awesome team. Yeah, up against a Koraidon team, they only have the Flutter main as an abuser, and Ogerpon kind of seems contrary because can't hit with the Ivy Cudgels and the Sun is hard, but interesting team. Lots of potential Terra Fairies, honestly. The Goldengo or the Raging Bolt are both possibilities. No Wide Guard, very good for Terapagos, and I can clear away their boosts on the collision or on the Orichalcum Pulse, basically. I think Whimsicott plus Ogerpon is pretty aggressive here for me, but offers a lot of offensive potential, and then Terapagos in the back. And if I can just protect the Terapagos with Indeedee, I'm in a good shape. So I'm going to go for that, actually. 2 Follow Me Pokemon, Tailwind, and the Terapagos. An interesting way to play the team, but given the Whimsicott exerts so much pressure, the Ogerpon as well is pretty solid. I can kind of send out a first wave of offense with the Ogerpon, especially with Sun going up. I can Moonblast the Koraidon, force a tear out of that once I get Tailwind up, and then go from there. And Follow Me introduces, like, I can go for a Trick Room. His Tailwind's about to end, or go for Follow Me. Okay, we have the Ogerpon and the Goldengo, which pretty good lead for me, I think. Outside of the Ogerpon, I'm feeling pretty good about that, and I could even go for a switch, maybe? I don't hate that, but it's not that good. Can't even Encore them, that's annoying. I think I'll Moonblast or Tailwind Protect. Yeah, that feels good. They're going to commit to a Terra right away, which means I can Power Whip them next turn, which I am A-okay with. Yep, that's fine. I can Power Whip you easily, but that might be a bit obvious. They might Spiky Shield the next turn. They're opening themselves up. I guess they can Shadow Ball me for a KO, even if I go for the Terra. So I can't Terra out of a Shadow Ball here. It could be Follow Me. Oh, Protect Goldengo is kind of weird. They're not really threatening me anymore at all. So I can go for Power Whip the subsequent turn and take a knockout pretty much for sure. It is Contact, I think, so that's a little annoying. But I'm tempted to just switch out the Whimsicott right away into my Terapagos, I think. Tank a hit and go for a Power Whip. Should knock out. Right, no Incineroar on this team? Yeah. So nothing's going to love this. They can go for a Spiky Shield here. You know what? This should have been Protect Whimsicott because I think worst case situation is they spike it. Follow Me introduces some folds into it, I think. Okay, they follow me that turn anyways, which means the switch was definitely correct. As long as we hit this, we do. Very nice. So a Horn Leech wouldn't have taken that knockout, and a Wood Hammer might have brought us in Shadow Ball range. Power Whip, although inaccurate, is kind of the only way we can get out of that without having a major drawback. So Make It Rain, not going to do that much to either Pokemon. Actually double resisted with the effect of the Terra Shell. Yeah. So now their Goldengo is very weak and susceptible to an Ivy Cudgel, which I am definitely happy about. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I can potentially knock that out with Ivy Cudgel. Terra Starstorm's going to get pretty close to a KO, I think. I can always Moonblast to knock that out. Tricky. Okay. I think I'll switch into Whimsicott and Ivy Cudgel, the Goldengo. They have Tailwind advantage if they Collision Course into my Terapagos, which they probably want to, given I could just go for Terra at this point and win the game. And they break my Sash, but that's fine. If they go for Protect, trying to play defensive, I can just Encore them, and if Goldengo doesn't Protect, this is looking pretty close to GG. Yeah, I mean, I can Encore the Koraidon regardless, and Ivy Cudgel hits every switch in for pretty hard. Yeah, only the Raging Bolt switches in, and then I have an Encore Lacked Koraidon, and etc. Do I need to? Moonblast should knock them out, so we'll just go for that. If they hadn't burned the Terra, I would Encore, but they did, so we'll take it. Yeah, and they switch out. We're at the point in the meta where Encore is just the most common move, so if something protects in front of it, you can sort of expect a switch. That's kind of what I'm figuring out from the play today. Nice, we break their Sash, and Follow Me. Oh yeah, they're maybe even Choice Banded on that guy. Life Orb, perhaps. That's going to work for me. Yeah, so that game plan worked out very well, just bringing out the Terapagos to pretty much scare something out. That was Tailwind, but the Whimsicott ends up being enough against the Sun team. Yeah, really, I feel like a positive matchup, even though Koraidon can be a little annoying for Terapagos sometimes. With the Tailwind option, it gets a lot trickier for them. Okay, let's look at the turns. No more turns of Tailwind. But we have Sash, so should be fine. With all these Pokemon left and a Follow Me Pokemon in the back, it should be GG. Yeah, they see the writing on the walls without Terra Koraidon. Whimsicott matchup, pretty steep. That'll do it for Battles Today, featuring Nils' team, which he got top 8 at the Stockholm Regional with. If you want to try the team for yourself, I have the Pokepaste with the EV spreads in the description below, along with the rental code in the top right of the video. Check him out on Twitter. If you guys enjoy these videos, please subscribe to the channel. And with all that being said, peace y'all.